Eagles at Cowboys, Seahawks, and 49ers. We've got NBA and NHL plays tonight as well. Welcome to the Road to Millions. Andy and Corbin from WagerTalk.com. Going to go over some NFL best bets. We each have two of them. We'll talk NBA and NHL. We got your sleeper of the day. We got your stat of the day. And it is Bankroll Reset Day, where we go over if we won or we lost units over the last week. Those of you that followed us know that we are up. So, spoiler alert, it's a good little week here. So,
That's a good spoiler alert.
great spoiler. Yeah, we don't spoil it if we're down. Spoiler. No. So, as always, we start with little positive vibes from the audience. And while we're doing this, leave us a comment and give us a positive vibe, guys. You know we love hearing from you. And look at this. I mean, doesn't get much more positive than this. You guys contributed to me hitting a 7-leg Monday Night Football parlay. Turned $25 into $1,000. Love you guys and appreciate you so much. Aww.
Well done.
Tips can be sent to. No, I'm just kidding.
Where's our commission on that? Congrats.
Rob says great stuff. Zeke is plus 450 for any time touchdown at Caesars. Yeah, that Zeke call. Did not expect that.
Jeez, he flew over.
To hit that one. So, and Childhood Great says great comments on Man City. So Corbin will keep us updated on soccer and EPL and La Liga and anything else that we need to know from the betting. No UFC breakdown this week, Andy. All right. I will record a UFC
Come on,
breakdown.
Andy, come on.
I gotta say, I'm glad I didn't record it because we've had a couple fight changes, and now all of a sudden Tim Elliott's fighting on the card. How did that happen? It's a weird.
Pull a name out the bag. See who it is. Oh, it's another Tim Elliott fight. Can't wait for that one.
He came out. He said, "I've been in the gym twice." He said he's been twice. What a great payday to end the year.
Don't sense that's someone you're going to want to bet on when you get to your breakdown.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk 4 NFL best bets, 2 each. I will start, and I will just go with CeeDee Lamb over 90.5 receiving. I mean, this is just the theme. I've been yammering on about it all week, how the Dallas Cowboys are going to throw for however many yards they want to. They're at home. They're on the fast turf. They're facing a Philly secondary that is all obliterated. Just everybody throws on him. And CeeDee Lamb had 191 yards. He went past us by 100 yards in the last game, and that was on grass. That was on the road. So this is a no-brainer. I'm not overthinking it. It's Dallas Cowboys passing game. I don't even know why Tony Pollard would suit up. Like it's just Rico Dowdle.
Come on, Andy. He needs to get his 20 yards rushing and a few tackles.
8 carries, 19 yards. I get it. So CeeDee Lamb over receiving. It's just a continued theme of mine, Corbin. So you've been riding the A-Chain train. You still like his rushing this week, right?
Yeah, so last week I talked about him coming back from the injury, low total, and I'm shocked that it's come out at this total still. So he got 73 in his comeback game last week. Most of those actually came in the second half, which gives me even more encouragement because if he played like he did in the second half for the whole game, he's getting back to his 100-yard games. So he had 73 yards in the game last week versus the Commanders, who ranked 17th, about 113 average. He's playing the Titans, who are the 13th best, so slightly better, but still give up 106 average. So the difference of 7 yards in average is not going to be too much of a factor, I don't think, here. In his other starts this season, he's gone 100 plus in every game. I'm expecting the game script to help us here. The Dolphins should be ahead, or at least at worst level with them. And he gets an even extra rest because it's the Monday night game. So a couple of extra days or hours sleep just to recover even more if he had feeling the after effects of his injury in that first game back. So, yeah, I love A-Chain over 55.5 rushing.
Love it. I'm going to go with Joe Flacco over 195.5 passing. I got to tell you, I watched him. Eye test. He threw the long ball fine. Looked good. Receivers are not great, but he had 254 yards passing. He was 23 of 44. And this is a Jacksonville team whose rush defense is way better than their pass defense. This is going to be a close game. This is not with Trevor Lawrence. You could have made the case that this might have been a Jags running away with it, which may have helped it a little bit more. But I think this game is going to be really close. I don't trust Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt to get all the rushing yards. And I think Flacco ends up throwing the ball. He threw the ball 44 times last week, threw 2 touchdowns. He was not a disaster. This line's way too low. This Jacksonville team has given up 246 yards passing the last three. My favorite thing about Joe Flacco right now is they haven't even updated his profile on ESPN. He's still wearing a Jets jersey, but the Browns helmet is behind him, so he's wearing this green jersey with this big orange helmet behind him. But yeah, Corbin, last week I loved Browning in a spot as like a backup quarterback against a bad Jags pass defense. He threw for 350. I don't think Flacco's gonna throw for 350, but I think he gets over here. So.
Yeah, I will mention, I saw someone in the comments last week about Flacco saying how they laddered it up even more. I feel like this is a spot, judging by what you said as well, that you could probably do this. 199 is still not that high of a total. You could easily probably
No.
get 210, 215, 220, maybe even 240 at plus money potentially. So,
Oh, that Browning ladder. Holy cow. You'd have hit
yep,
everything. Everything would have hit on them. And the breadcrumbs were there. The breadcrumbs were so there. Like, oh, Jacksonville can't stop the pass. Good against the run. So,
yep.
So Devontae Adams. I'm, I can't believe they're still giving out Devontae Adams below 70. Love it.
Yeah, again, I mentioned I was shocked at the 8 line. I was even more shocked when I came across Davante Adams, only 68 and a half. So his last 3 games, he's had 86, 82, and 73. They definitely want to keep him happy. Obviously, it's been well documented his issues in Las Vegas this year, quarterback issues. But him and Aidan O'Connell seem to be a lot more on the same page. Mentioned that they're having a good run together. Want to try and keep him happy going into next season or a trade, even if that was to happen. I'm expecting this game to be high scoring against the Vikings, so I could see lots of points. Obviously, means Aidan O'Connell is probably more likely to throw, and Devontae Adams is definitely his favorite weapon at the minute. The Vikings are 18th versus the pass and 7th versus the run. So I keep going back to it. If you're trying to work out a game plan, I'd much rather go against the 18th ranked passing defense than the 7th run. Even though I do expect them to mix in Josh Jacobs quite often, but more likely than not, I can see them throwing the ball, and this is just such a low total on such a secure guy. So
Love it. So we like a lot of overs this week. CeeDee Lamb over receiving, A-Chain over rushing, Flacco over passing, and Adams over receiving. Those are 4 best bets to keep your eye on. So what do we have up? Well, ho hum, we're on a 22-3 football run. So we've got a 5% NFL and NCAA pack that is up. We also have an NHL best bet that is up 19-10 this season. If you've been following, I was 0 for 3 starting last Friday, and we've rebounded nicely, 3-0. So really starting to lock in those assist props that I love. So the rest of the year discount, guys, this is the day to do it. If you haven't locked it in, now is the day. Now is when it starts all the plays for the weekend. Less than $8 a day. Instant discount from $2.99 down to $1.99 for the rest of the year. All sports, all percentages. You get all the plays this weekend. It's going to be a great football weekend. We love the card. So if you haven't locked it in, lock it in now. Dart starts next week. We've been hammering this home about all the profits that are coming up for the rest of December. So lock that in. Or if you just want one play, NHL best bet, and the 5% NFL pack is up as well. So. All right, so Corbin is doing the sneaky play of the day, and
yes,
he was like, "Do you even want bullet points?" And I was like, "No, because I want you to go over this." Uh, okay, the floor is yours,
yes,
Corbin. This
yes.
is sneaky.
My sneaky play of the week, even Zach Wilson over 187 passing yards. Now, did I think I was going to be saying that this week? Absolutely not. But looking over it, I just feel like this is such a low total for him. Obviously, it's well documented. He obviously got benched. He's now coming back. I think the motivation's really going to be there to try and prove a point to everyone in the Jets that wrote him off and obviously benched him. Obviously, he wants to improve his game. He's not just going to come out there and try and look even worse because his job is on the line at the end of the day. He's not going to start obviously next year, but even to maintain like a backup or maybe try and get an opportunity somewhere else, he's got to try and prove a point. I mentioned this total is low. In his last three starts, he's gone over this total, and five of his last six starts, he's gone over this. With the one he went under only 186, which I believe was to the Eagles. And the Texans have an awful passing defense, so it's definitely a spot to try and test out Zach Wilson, and try and work out what you got. So they don't really have anything else to lose at this point. So might as well let him loose at some points. So that's my sneaky play of the day.
It is sneaky. I love it, and I really hope this one hits. This is such a great call. You are the only person probably on this one,
Yes.
besides friends of Zach Wilson's mother. So anyways, there's your sneaky play.
And it's at home. I like that as well. The fact that it's a home game. So
Stat of the day last night: LeBron is the first player in NBA history with 30 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in under 23 minutes. I guess when you get older, Corbin, you can't play as many minutes, so you got to get all your stats in
yeah, you got a stat pad in
early.
that little section.
I also saw where he's averaging now over 30 points a game, and nobody has ever averaged over 17 points in their 20th year. Like, so what he's doing is crazy, and just another reason why he will always be better than Michael Jordan. So
Oh,
there you go.
oh.
I said it. I threw that out there. Just lobbed that grenade
I
out
know
there.
where our comment section's going after this.
Don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell us.
Tell us how wrong or right Andy is.
Yes, yes.
I
So,
can't wait to be reading those in a couple of hours.
we always like to have fun. So, all right, let's take a look at some NBA and NHL props. I will just do NHL real quick here. There's only 3 games tonight, so it is not a pretty slate of games. Be careful with the Minnesota Wild. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights. They lost last night 2-0, and they're playing Edmonton, who is a buzzsaw right now. So if we want to look at some shots on goal, you could look at Joel Eriksson. He's been flying over, but again, this Minnesota game worries me quite a bit. So the one that I do like the most is I don't even think it's chalky enough. Evan Bouchard is minus 160 to have a point. He's got a point in 9 straight games. This Minnesota defense allows 3.5 goals. The Edmonton Oilers have been on fire. They're putting up 4 and 5 goals a night, and he's done this in 18 out of 23 games. So this is a really, really good one to take advantage of that one. So minus 160, you could play it on your own, absolutely. If you want to throw like 1.6 units on to win one, or 2 units to win like 1.2 or 1.3. Or use it as a parlay piece. But that one's been really good. So NBA, a lot of games tonight, a lot of teams on rest. So we're getting full. Full units, and we're getting full squads tonight. I will start with it's Klay Thompson, and we talked about doing the home road splits, and Klay is about as crazy as it gets. So, his line is 17 and a half now, and in some places it's 16. I'm going to lower this to 16 because right before we recorded it was 16. So you can see when he's away, 3 straight, tends to go over, and then when he's home, very rarely. And so they're at Oklahoma City. So I don't know. It keeps hitting. You got to be consistent with it though. Like when he's on the road, you just got to commit to it. You can't pick and choose your spots.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're certainly going to miss out. So this Klay Thompson thing is just really, really surprising to me. So, were there any NBA? You did a good job yesterday. The only regret I have yesterday is Giannis over 34.5 points was just staring us right in the face. I
Yeah,
chickened out. I did. I chickened out.
he did. I can
And
vouch for that.
yeah, and what was really dumb was they were motivated to play. It was the in-season tournament. It wasn't a
Yeah.
regular season game. You were going to get the full effort. So that was bad on my part. So, were there any NBA plays that jumped out to you tonight, Corbin?
Nothing from me just
Okay.
yet. No.
There is Josh Giddey over 3 pointers. Is interesting. He's only done this he's done it 3 games in a row. It's plus 190, but he hasn't done it like for the season. So, do you believe in the
Yeah.
recency bias?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No. I don't know. I need to see way more than just three
Just three
games
in
for
a
this kind
row.
of. Yeah, especially on something like 3 pointers. If it was points, maybe I could get there. It's the free. I don't like the variance on the 3 points personally. So
Okay. All right. If you want somebody that's struggling a little bit at a decent number here, Chet Holmgren, he's made one in 1-0-0 in his last three. I don't know where this 5 3-pointers came from, but you can grab -132. He's not that very good of a 3-point shooter. So very spotty, but he's on an 0-3 run. So I'll be taking it pretty easy. We've got an NHL best bet. We got PFL Europe plays that are going. I feel pretty good about our cards, and of course the 5%. So I don't feel the need to force anything tonight, especially after missing last night. I feel like if I you know what happens when you miss an easy winner, and then like the next night
yeah,
you're like, no, this one's gonna, and then you lose that one.
yeah.
So,
As you say,
uh,
rather miss a winner than play a loser. So
rather lay off a winner than yeah, and we mentioned on the show, so that counts for something.
yeah,
I don't know what it counts
exactly.
for, but it does count. So, we got Bankroll Reset Day though. Corbin, do you want to talk to us a little bit about soccer for this weekend?
Yeah, so I mentioned on yesterday's show, gonna take it quite easy. I like some teams that are on longer breaks versus some shorter ones. There's a couple of managers that are under pressure and teams that are struggling. So just going to try and pick my spots. So
Okay. Probably low volume. Like I said, we're running pretty hot. What are we? 42-10 in all sports, and this is
sounds
this
pretty
is
good.
something. It's pretty good, but also this is something that we're going to get into Bankroll Reset Day, but you got to be really careful on these hot streaks. I love when Gianni talks about when he goes on a hot streak and he's like, "I hate this." like
Yeah.
like an unsustainable like 88% hot streak because it's getting ready to come. So I honestly think that was in the back of my head last night about NBA because I was like,
hmm
we just been running hot in these and we're hitting 70%, 66%. Are we really going to keep hitting them? So I think I got a little bit scared. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, 22-3 football run, you never know when it's going to come to an end, but man, we love the card this weekend. So, what's our approach?
Yeah, it's probably I've done my like initial assessment, like just my process that everyone has their processes how they go through the games. I don't have as much volume as I have the previous weeks, but the spots that I do like, I do really like. So I think we've had 7 or 8 plays roughly in the last couple of weeks. I would probably see that down as more like 4 or 5 plays potentially. But yeah, the spots that we do have, I really do like this week. So
All right, we're going to do Bankroll Reset Week. I did want to show the slide. Somebody reached out and asked, I'm very happy with the way the units are. Corbin, I don't know what your thoughts are. Like, so what we've done, guys, if this is your first time seeing this chart, what we've done is we just made adjustments to the percentages of the plays based on the units. So when we put out a 5% play, we're trying to win 3 units. We're not risking 5.5 units of the bankroll. When we're doing a 4% play, we're trying to win 2 units. When we're doing a 3% play, we're winning 1.5 units. And we've been putting all the units in the description and in the play line. So when we do bankroll reset date, that's what it's based on. It's based on what we're telling you guys to bet. So
yeah.
when we're winning, it feels like we're coming up short on units, right? But
Mm.
I feel like when a losing streak comes, I feel like it's here to protect us. I don't know, Corbin. What's your experience been?
I feel like it does exactly what we wanted to accomplish by doing this. So it still helps us on the leaderboards. We still get the credit for it. Like it definitely does. It definitely gives us more avenue to say how much we like a play. As remember before we had it where we were putting in 1.5% and 2%, and people thought we weren't very sure on them. Whereas now we're putting them in as like 3 or 4s. I think that's working well. As you said, it hurts a little bit when, of course, this is the time that we go on the hot streak, and we're not getting the same amount of units that we could. But in the long run, I think it's going to help us out. So
I will tell you, I feel a lot less stressful on the bets. Like when a bet is going, I'm not having a heart attack. I'm not like pulling my hair out. So it's a long term thing that we got to keep in mind. But so happy with it so far. So let's do our record and see how we did. And we ended up going 14-7. Oh, I forgot to change the date here. December 1st through December 7th. So we were 14-7, and we hit our 3 units. We hit 3.6 units actually. So when we break it down. Just football, just so good. 8-1, and dang it! Unfortunately, that one loss was freaking 4%er. If that would have been a 1%er,
And it
I
was
swear.
so close as well. It really probably should have gone over.
Yeah,
So
Lions lost their mind and stopped handing the ball off to David Montgomery. So we're 8.9 units. That was where most of the damage was done this week, which is really, really nice because NFL for a few weeks was really kind of holding us back. So it's really nice to see that turn around. And kudos to you, Corbin. You've been the engine behind that one. College football we hit, so +1 unit there. NHL 3-1, and that relates to the cross-sport parlays. The cross-sport parlays that we lost were NBA and NHL, so keep that in mind. So technically on plays that were just NHL, 3-1 for +1.6 units. I lost 3 plays to start, like Friday, Saturday, and Monday was just like, brutal. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, come back. That's where we get those wins. MMA only had one. It was -1.5 units. Hope to rebound this week. We got a PFL play combined with UFC, and I will do a UFC video, and I'm sure we will have a UFC play tomorrow. So, you ready for that? Soccer went 2-2, cross sports parlay 0-2. So obviously NFL, the big winner this week, and hopefully we keep that going. But I'm pretty happy. I have no complaints. The plays that we lost, kind of, a couple of them were unlucky, but for the most part, I think we got the results that we deserved. So, any thoughts on this one, Corbin?
not really, just slow and steady, I guess. We need to make 3 units a week, and we hit 3.6. So I'll take it and roll it on to the next one. It just keeps racking up. We're on a nice little streak. I think we had a couple of plus unit wins the last couple of weeks. So just keep rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. So, someone told me over the summer, he's like, make sure you celebrate those small victories. Like, making 3.5 units per week in sports gambling is not easy to do. So make sure you're telling people how good that is. So it's a really good week. We're really, really happy. So 3.6 units, we will absolutely take it. So, all right, I will not forget to do this. For those of you that watched last week, if you didn't notice, there was a gigantic edit in the middle of the video. It's because I completely forgot to do this one, uh, this part. So we look at go back to the November 24th. We were at 1,254. We were up 10.6 units. So we were at 1,387 units. So last week, 1 unit was $13.87, and we are plus 3.6 units. So we just multiply 13.87 times 3.6, add it, and we end up with 1,416 as our total bankroll. We started with 1,000, so do the math, or about 40%. Happy with that. 1 unit this week is going to equal $14.36. So make sure that you're doing your bankroll based on your exact numbers. So if you had other bets, make sure that you include them in this. This is just for the Road to Millions plays that we have. So if you don't have the spreadsheet, I'll put the link in the pinned comment. If you have any questions about it, please just let us know in the comment section. So, yeah, you're right, Corbin. That is 1, 2, call it 3 weeks in a row
Yeah,
of winning weeks. So that's good. That's good.
going for a fourth.
We had a string. It's just like gambling, ups and downs. We had like 4 weeks in a row losing, so now back on the winning track. So, and what's Ralph Michaels always say? The best in the world hit 60%. That means you're going to turn a profit 7.2 months out of the year. The rest are going to be losers. So, sobering thought. So, and then of course we got to compare it to the stock market. Ho ho ho! Huge week. They are up to 9.
Oh no, they're closing the gap.
They're closing the
It's
gap.
so close.
They're at 9.5% We are up to 85.6. These units are the WagerTalk, the WagerTalk units. So it's a pretty good upswing for the old stock market. So, but we want to keep this gap high. We want to beat the stock market. So doing pretty good, pretty good. So. All right. I can't think of anything else we have this weekend. UFC is tomorrow. College football bowl season. I have no idea what I'm gonna do team total wise for the bowls. We've just been doing one play a week. Obviously, that's gonna be completely different with the bowl game. So I'm just gonna look at all the games, pick my spots, and I may have a couple a week. I may have 4 or 5 depending on the bowl game and depending on the opt outs and everything. But the important thing to remember is the quality over quantity and just picking the best of the best of the best. So hoping to go 12-3 tomorrow on those. And of course, don't forget to go get our NFL 5% play. It includes NFL and NCAA, or just use, actually don't need a promo code. It's just on Andy Lang's Wager Talk page. Rest of their discount from $2.99 down to $1.99. It includes all sports and all percentages. So that is going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for joining in. I will put the UFC video up later this evening so you guys can see what I think about UFC. Don't forget to join me on Takedown Live tomorrow. Good luck on all your plays, and we will see everyone Sunday. Get you ready for the NFL card. Good luck. We'll see you Sunday morning.
Good luck.